Coach Reid, thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit. I want to kind of go back to last year, if you don't mind. Sure. It might not be the most pleasant of memories, right? But AFC Championship, Bengals game, right? How much does that loss kind of affect you guys today, or at least, you know, the start of the season when you're trying to kind of find the DNA of that 2022 Kansas City Chiefs?
Yeah, well, I think the positive part of it was the guys, they said, listen, we could have done better. I kept hearing that from all the different guys.
Right.
And as long as you can admit there was a problem, not point fingers at somebody, then you can get better. And so that's the way they approach training camp. They came in, they go, okay, we need to do X, Y, and Z to make ourselves a better team. We've worked on it. Now we have the test now.
Yeah,
so,
right.
But the guys have worked hard at trying to improve in all areas. And that's coaches included, myself included.
Is that something that you bring up at all during the year at all? To just, hey, remember that feeling still that we had, or, you know, what our mindset was before the season? Or is it now at the time of the year where you kind of just go forget about that altogether?
Yeah, they know.
They know,
there's
right?
I don't have to bring it up. They know. It's a mature group with a bunch of young guys that the old guys have done a nice job of teaching.
Yeah, it is. It's all right. So if you don't mind, I'd love to get into a little bit of like the evolution of your offense, right? I mean, I'm ex-quarterback and I'm loving this offense, right? And of course, love your quarterback. But, you know, what point was it when Patrick Mahomes' first year behind Alex Smith did you start to go like, whoa, I might be able to dial up some plays or draw up some things I never thought of before in my life?
Yeah, well, Alex was a perfect teacher.
Right.
So. And Alex, we had done some things with Alex that he was very familiar with the RPO game and so on from his college days. And so we had that base coming in. Now, Alex is brilliant.
Yes. And
so he had taken it to a certain level. There are not a lot of people smarter than Alex.
Yeah.
He was accepted in an Ivy League school, so he's up there, right?
Right.
So with Pat comes in, another smart kid. We noticed that during our pre-draft interviews. But we didn't know, like, where's he going to be able to go with this thing? So Alex leaves, Pat comes in, and we said, okay, we're going to back down just a little bit. And he goes, let me just try.
Right.
Let's see, let's really see where we're at. So he was able to pick it right up. We were able to add some things as he went on.
Right.
And he handled it. And still being able to get in and out of the huddle, which ends up being pretty important, without penalties. And he's done a nice job of that.
Did you feel like it was almost like a blank canvas? Like you were like, wait, I can call plays and do things with this guy that I never thought of before?
Yeah, well, we were lucky enough where we had done well the year before he became the starter. So his first year, and we were able to play him in a game against Denver. So you got a chance to see and feel that. So when Matt Nagy was getting the offense ready to, and the coaches were getting ready to play the playoff teams that we had a chance to play, I could take him along with Mike Kafka, and we could go, all right, let's get him ready for the Broncos, and let's see how he does. So I got a feel for what he could do and couldn't do at that point, and he was very honest with you. Some guys won't tell you what they don't like or like. They're afraid they're going to insult you or something. And so he was very open about things, and then we got to see him play, and he played a pretty good game.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't know that was going to be the end of Alex at that time.
Right.
But it obviously gave people the flexibility to make that trade. But from the beginning, I give so much of the credit to Alex because he showed him how to do it in the classroom, off of the field, to be a family guy, which he's experiencing now.
Right.
And still be a good football player.
Yeah, it's definitely an important part of his development. So, all right, so with talking about Patrick and having this great year this year, right? You know, your balance of him. You know, you got a great system. How do you balance the conversation of like, hey, believe in the system, but yet I still want you to be Magic Mahomes at times? And how does that conversation go down watching film or during the week?
Yeah, so listen, there's certain red lights you got to stop at, and then there are yellow lights that you have a little flexibility with, right? And we're given that as drivers. So I do the same thing with him that, and the coaches do. Just listen, we can do this, but we can't do this right here. Let's just make sure we stop here.
Yeah.
And he's phenomenal with that. He wants to know
Right.
how far can we go with this? What's possible and what's impossible. it's kind of fun that way.
It seems like he's this creative magic player, but like this year, it just seems like he's coachable. I think that's where sometimes those guys can be hard to coach because they just go, hey, I'm good, I can do it.
He wants you to coach him.
He does, okay.
Yeah, he wants you to coach him hard.
Right.
And be honest with him. And so, and he loves when you feed him stuff.
Yeah.
And he's willing to come up with stuff. He's not shy about that. So, and either are the guys around him.
Yeah.
Hey, Pat would be good at this. Oh, yeah, okay. Are you included in it? But they do a nice job with it.
The adjustments he's made to his game this year, I mean, just for a guy, I used to play a little bit and watching it, I mean, or last year there was the, leaving the pocket, maybe too aggressive at times, looking for the big play. Just what you've seen this year, are you kind of amazed how he can kind of just flip a switch and then play it by the book maybe more to a degree?
Yeah, well, he's found the value in checkdowns. So if it's not there, I can work down. You'd rather have that than a guy that works down to up because you're going to get a lot of downs, and that it's hard to score in this league. So if you can have a guy that's willing to take it from the top down on his check, and willing to check it down, then you can normally put some things together there.
Well, it's hard to score, but then you guys do snow globe and all this crazy stuff. And again, I know you've talked about this before, but just kind of talk about the jump off point of as far as how those things materialize, during the season.
Yeah, again, those come from everybody.
They do, really.
Yeah, and nobody claims them. That's what's so cool about it. They'll throw an idea out and then it'll evolve from there. And it's not to embarrass the other team. We're doing it to have something different in this league that you can score with.
Sure, create an advantage.
Yeah.
Right.
And so that's why we do it. And then who's to say something's impossible to do? If you can just kind of think that way, within the realm of things, let's try it. I mean, let's try it and see what's possible.
Have you ever been part of a group that's like that, or like let the players have the power to kind of throw ideas out like this, or is this new to just this team? And
I've tried to do that with everywhere I've been. So
they're just crazier a little bit with their ideas. I guess
they like doing it.
Yeah.
But so do the other guys. Everybody likes to have a part of it.
Of course. Of course.
And then as a quarterback, this. You take a lot of pride. If you go to the coach, hey, listen, I love this play. About 99.9% of the time, that play is going to work.
Right.
And so I understand that.
Yeah, belief in the play is huge, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so am I watching the Chiefs? You guys are getting underneath the center. You're playing smash mouth football. Isaiah Pacheco, what he's brought, big overpower. What's the turnaround? What's wrong with you? What's going on in your head?
Yeah, 2 tights, so 3 tights.
Yeah.
So again, trying to stay one step ahead of it the best you can. I mean, that's not always an easy thing, but make sure we have a full package of things that we can do.
Yeah, is it? And it just says you just go, hey, this is like the team takes you there, or do you go more like, wait, I think we need to go there, or do you just go?
Yeah, I mean, I talk with the coaches, and that's kind of, hey, we probably need a couple of these little goodies right here.
Yeah.
So let's put them in.
Yeah. All right. A lot of talk, of course, about Tirico, right? The offense, without him, of course, has still been awesome, right? Was there an adjustment period there? Were there new plays involved in the system that you had to rethink, without a dangerous weapon like that?
Yeah, so we'll try to evaluate what your skill is,
Yeah.
and then try to exploit the good, and if there's something you need to work on, we'll try to help teach that to you. And we've kind of kept that philosophy, if you want to call it, pretty consistent throughout my tenure as a head coach. It was that way with Tyreek.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Tyreek was good at this, and then he worked on things to make himself even more complete than what he was. But I felt like we have the quarterback, which is important, who's phenomenal, and we piece in these other pieces, which ended up really being, and probably the thing I'm most proud of him for, filling in a whole new receiving core, with the exception of McColl.
Right.
And Kels. So he comes in and he takes that group and takes them down to Texas and works with them and in the off season, and he's able to call up and say and talk, man, this guy really is good at this and this and this. We're able to stay back here and put things together.
Wow.
Yeah, and then they come back for OTAs, and we've kind of got a good feel without even coaching these guys. We have a good feel for what they can do. So then you put it in there. But for him to accept the guys,
that's
and bring them in and feels, and Kelsey's good with this too.
Right.
So those guys make you feel at home, and sometimes that's
like
important.
That. Right.
Yeah, and that's paid off for us.
That's amazing in itself, right there.
Yeah.
I usually, when I got away from the team, I didn't want to talk to my coaches anymore for a little while. But you're still staying in contact, and kind of he's giving you scouting reports on.
Yeah, well, I mean,
he lives it.
Yeah, you did too. But
Yeah,
I mean,
I
it's
know.
the same thing.
Yeah.
It's Jim Rats, man.
Right. Your coach on the other sideline here. It's part of your coaching tree, Doug Peterson. How much does tendencies come into a matchup like this?
Yeah. No, he's doing some good stuff.
Yeah.
He's a phenomenal coach. It was fun to coach him as a coach player.
Right.
And then to work with him as a coach and watch him grow here. And I think he's done a great job. Arguably, the coach of the year. He and our guy there at the Giants. So I mean, he's done a phenomenal job.
Do you come up in a week like this and go, wait, Doug might know what we're trying to do here? Does that come apart? Or Doug might have a feel for this? He'll be expecting this? And do you try to zag off of that? Or,
it's probably a little bit like training camp. In training camp, you're not afraid, what we call that, play 15 times? Well, let's call it one more time.
Right.
So you're not afraid to do that. And Doug knows that. I mean, he's going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, this is what we do.
Right.
Try to stop it. And
so you don't overthink that.
Yeah, you don't get too much into that.
Yeah. And then, of course, you got to worry about Doug Peterson and his trick plays. I mean, I hope he doesn't break out an onside kick to start the game again.
No. He's got a few of them. He's not afraid to use them.
All right, you personally, I mean, it feels like you're letting more of your personality out. And we're getting burgers at, end of games. We're drawing on people's faces in commercials. And, damn, you're a good actor.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
You are. You're pretty good.
I'm keep my day job.
Well, I think you should keep your day job. But, do you feel like you're changing a little bit, as you're getting older here?
Well, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a grandfather now, so.
Yeah. All right, Grandpa.
Yeah, 11 and 1 on the way. So I mean, I've got that age, and hopefully you get better with things, so
right.
More comfortable. But at the same time, willing to work and keep your edge there. So.
Do you try to show do you think your personality kind of permeates through the team, and the fact of you guys always seem loose. You're never scared of the big moments. And I guess that's what I always admire about you guys. Not that it's always perfect in those moments, but you're not scared of them.
Yeah.
And I feel like that comes from you in a lot of ways.
Yeah, and the guys, the players. Everybody looks at each other in this business and takes a little something from everybody. So I got a lot of trust in the guys. I think that's important
on
a day-to-day basis. So it's not just about the one game. It's about all the time we've spent together, and we all know each other's quirks, and the good and the bad. And we always say, listen, let your good cover up my bad. My good will cover up your bad, and we kind of go roll.
Right.
So,
right.
But you know that. I mean, you when you're in a locker room, you know everything about everything.
There's always the talk of Andy Reid off a bye week. What is the magic touch, or how do you toe the line of stay sharp, but yet we're rested and ready to go?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know. It's too much made out of it, you think?
Yeah. I think I've been blessed to have good players and good coaches.
You're too humble.
No. It's not a one-man show, right?
Yeah. No, I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You like that a little extra time, though.
It doesn't hurt. I mean, we'll find out here,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right. Well, good luck.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.